gets him in good sets. So that two catch and shoot long. A rebound she's all the way out to him and never hit iron. So 24-second violation.
It's a good little wrinkle right here. Watch Draymond Green with a great screen on the dribble handoff. And obviously, if you give Dave Lillard that much room, that's almost a layup for him.
Zach Lavine was beyond ecstatic when Jerry Colangelo called him. So excited to be on this Olympic team, as was Draymond. Misfires there. Draymond and Kevin Durant were both on the team in Rio. Kevin Love played in London. But otherwise, you have 9 new United States members of Team USA.
You know what I love about Zach Lavine? You know that the Chicago Bulls are growing, getting better under Billy Donovan. Zach Lavine around this level of high-caliber superstar talent, not just on the court, but off court, I think is going to benefit tremendously from this next month.
Yudo playing professionally in China. He has been in the NBA for multiple years. Lavagata, like you said, you're scoring at a high-level international league, and the three-point shot, Saddiq Vincent and Agata strike.
Yes, yeah, he's a young player, Agata. Not heard of him before, but watch out for him.
Rant off iron, as they met to, plays for the Sacramento Kings.
Yep, former USC Trojan.
What's going on? Okongwu, Mobley, and Metu at USC. They got big guys.
Sure do.
Nice steal by Grant. And Draymond will push. Jerami Grant avoided the turnover. Lillard had that three block, but stayed with the play to lay it up.
Score 16-16, Nigeria, USA tied up.
And then Dave Lillard stayed with it.
I think he was mad that shot got blocked, so then he went down his own rebound and laid it.
Exactly.
There's Agata again. Caleb Agata. He's played in Spain. This is his first Olympics. You mentioned his play last season in Israel. Draymond Green muscling it home.
1918, Nigeria.
He was the Canadian Defensive Player of the Year. And he, as you mentioned, had a good start to his career in Europe.
Shot clock down to 9. Here's Agata again. Got a 3 this time. He saw Grant come over, but he stayed with it. Draymond knocked it away off iron. Now Agata missing. And push foul from behind on Lavine.
Yeah, take a look at this young man. Caleb Agata, 26 years old. He's a late bloomer. Mentioned earlier, he led the Israeli pretty good league. He's scoring 22 points a game. And Bob, interestingly about those threes, he's more of a mid-range scorer. So showing that range, I know the Denver Nuggets probably are excited right now that he'll be in summer.
You know, if you go back to the Seoul Olympics in 1988, you had all college men for the United States, and they came up with the bronze. This isn't a veteran, really men's type of tournament now. And I don't know if it started with the Argentinians, but in the Lithuanians, even the youngest Team USA members, Jason Tatum, everybody's got some years on them before you make an Olympic team.
You know, to make that point, drive it home further, Mike Brown told us yesterday that guys like Casey Akpala and Josh Okogie, they're good players, but they may be too young right now to really carry a team like this, even though they're in the NBA.
Stanley Okoye is 30 years old, dropping in that second free throw. So Nigeria more than competitive with a 2-point lead. Coming up on the final minute here. Again, 4 10-minute quarters. Draymond Green having it blocked. Push ahead to Okoye. And Magano. In transition, Nigeria's had success.
You know, Mike told us yesterday we can't play half court with these guys. I love my athletes. We're going to get up and down.
Zach Lavine having it knocked away. Draymond Green will get to the line. Draymond Green, former Defensive Player of the Year, a 3-time All-Star, a 3-time champion for the Golden State Warriors. And he and Adebayo will play the center spot along with Kevin Love.
Yeah, and that's okay this time around because when you think of the Olympics, The Gasol brothers on their way down, still good players, not what they were. No Jokic for Serbia this year. Rudy Gobert would be the one big guy USA has to worry about a little bit in Tokyo.
Well, the loss in the World Cup was to France and Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
Who does the United States play in their first game in Tokyo? They play France.
But you know what? Rudy's going to have to guard away from the basket, I believe. You'll see Kevin Durant play some 5, Kevin Love.
So the final half minute here of the first. Okoye tried to turn the corner. Beal picked his pocket. And Jason Tatum pushes. Tatum will rise and drop it in 3.
How good is that footwork?
But for Nigeria, in the first 10 minutes, they want to be on a medal stand. This is the type of performance. You can play with the United States. You can play with anyone.
Oh, I agree. They've been impressive.
And Magano rattling that out. That will do it for quarter number 1. So for Team USA, working on combinations. For Nigeria, working on confidence. And so far, so good for both squads. Competitive here on a Saturday night in Vegas. Quarter number 1 in the books in a tight one.
Both Team USA and Nigeria going back and forth. Looks like to be a close game. Jerami Grant has seen some playing time. Not taking over the game or anything. And Saddiq Bey has yet to see the court. We're at a commercial break. I'm going to go through the comments and see what you guys are saying. I'm still kind of trying to set things up over here. For everybody saying that for me to show the game, that's kind of illegal. Still at a commercial break. We'll be back in a few. I'll start answering people's questions here in a minute. All right, we're back. Scores 23-22, USA up 1.
Team USA.
I think since this is the first exhibition game, we're just kind of getting loose and getting comfortable out there, and we're not looking at combinations yet. This isn't necessarily the starting lineup that we're going to see going forward. We're just trying to get our legs underneath us.
Steve, what would be one offensive objective and one defensive objective tonight?
I think rebounding, Fran, you saw in that first quarter, we got outboarded big time, so we're going to have to be a good rebounding team, and I'd like to see a little more pace offensively, but got to rebound in order to push the ball.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Thank you. So the United States with a 1-point lead as we begin the second quarter. Bob Fitzgerald, Fran Fraschilla with you from Vegas. First of 5 Team USA men's exhibition games. Play Australia on Monday, Argentina on Tuesday, and a beautiful steal by Zach Lavine to begin the second. Draymond Green looking for a cutting Bradley Beal. Roofed up top.
Jerami Grant
missing
off the back of the rim.
For Nigeria, they continue to rotate players in. Chime Moniki has chipped in.
Good shot by Jerami. Look good.
Chime played
Just missed it. I'm going to go out of bounds back to the United States.
Now, for
Jerami Grant
the United
inbounding the
States,
ball.
they have their
Jerami
role
Grant's
players,
getting a lot of
which
burn
nine
right now.
and 3 are playing in the finals.
Jerami Grant's getting a lot of burn right now because of all the players that are in the finals. So he's actually getting a good amount of playing time.
Players to the training camp. But I love this level of athlete he's put together out here.
He misses everything. We'll call it a pass, and Draymond Green able to flip it up and in.
You mentioned it earlier. I think one key for this Nigerian team is going to be guard play.
And figuring out who can handle, who can create. Mie Oni out of Yale missing that three there.
And the Utah Jazz, former Ivy League Player of the Year.
Tatum with an ISO. FAU didn't come. They will flip it up and in and count the basket.
Arabu did everything he could to stem the tide of Tatum just bowling him over. Take a look right now. See, that's the FIBA basketball. In the NBA, I'm not sure you get away with that kind of physical play. But one thing
United States up 5 with Jason Tatum at the line to shoot 2. It looks like.
Understand FIBA basketball and embrace it. And I love the fact that Jason Tatum uses this.
He's only going to shoot 1. 28-22, United States.
50-point games to end the NBA season. The Celtics for Tatum.
We've got a few guys out here that could go for 50 on this USA team.
That's for sure. Beautiful drive and finish. And
How about this guy?
I tell you, Caleb got it. And Mike Brown's looking for one of his 12. He's making a strong impression.
Let me tell you something. He's worked out for one other NBA team already. I will not divulge that, but it's great to see a kid that's come out of nowhere like this.
Lavine had the big switched on him and took him right to the bucket.
I'll say this, Bob. I think Lavine and Jerami Grant are going to have a huge effect on this team. And I think there's going to be a game in Tokyo where defensively they are really going to shine. They're so multi-positional.
Oniki flipping it up and out of bounds. It will remain Nigeria ball.
Chima Moniki is interesting because he really grew up mostly in Australia. And
Nigeria's ball, 30-24 USA.
Told me that this was a kid that would have had a chance to play for the Boomers someday.
He's lived on 5 continents in his life, which is pretty amazing. His hometown is Canberra, Australia.
I think Mom and Dad are diplomats, right?
For Nigeria, as they move it around and they're finding catch and shoot, that's a Rekbu hitting the 3, and then the steal by a Kogi.
If you're a Pac-12 fan, you may remember I from Washington State.
Jerami Grant striking that 3.
Jerami coming off a 22-point-a-game season for the Detroit Pistons.
He was second in most improved voting in the NBA. They feed Udo. They'll flip it up and in. FAU eventually drafted by the Golden State Warriors and played with Utah and Milwaukee and played professionally in China last year.
He is a former Baylor Bear.
So another steal. So Nigeria defensively is Mideoni threw it behind Moniki, but clearly the emphasis of getting transition for the D-Tigers has been on display.
I agree, Bob. And when they get to Tokyo, if they play this way, they're in a pool that's not in
33-29 USA.
This style of play could give some teams trouble.
Draymond Green will sit. Bradley Beal, Kevin Love's first playing time with Tatum, Zach Lavine, and Jerami Grant. And as Steve Kerr said, this isn't combination time yet. This is break a sweat, play together. Bradley Beal sent away. Out of bounds, it'll be Nigeria ball.
Bradley just said, wait a minute. In the NBA, that's 2 free throws.
What do you think that the level of physicality is allowed more incidental versus illegal contact?
Yes, it is. And these guys on the USA team that have played internationally, they know that already.
And Kevin Love with the foul. Kevin Love was on the Olympic team in 2012 and won a gold medal in London. And he'd been banged up and injured, and initially people asked Greg Popovich and Jerry Colangelo about having Kevin Love. He said, you need a center who can shoot a 3. I mean, it's a different game internationally.
And when you think about that first game against France, having a guy like him that can step out at the 3-point line and bring Rudy Gobert away from the hoop could be critical.
You also only get 5 fouls internationally, so you may need multiple fouls from bigs.
Yes.
So Adebayo, Draymond Green, Kevin Love would be the 5s or the bigs if you want. But like you said, Jerami Grant or even Kevin Durant may play center at some point.
Yep, when you look at that 12 teams, that's what you and I are starting to do. Really, Gobert's the one guy that I think of that could cause problems inside, but not quite.
The United States is going to use a timeout here with 6:29 remaining in the first half. Really entertaining first half. The green and white, the future is bright, says Mike Brown.
33-29, United States up on Nigeria. Some surprising stuff with Team Nigeria. It seems like they got a lot of American players playing on there, as well as Mike Brown, who's coaching the team. And most of you will know Mike Brown from his Cleveland Cavalier days of coaching. I think currently he's on the Golden State Warriors coaching staff, if I'm not mistaken. Some other notes about Team Nigeria's team is you got Mr. Michigan of 2013 on that squad in who is that? Monte Morris for the Denver Nuggets out of Iowa State. Born in Grand Rapids, played in Flint. So yeah, some interesting players on there, and I believe Jahlil Okafor of your Detroit Pistons is also made the final cut of the roster. I don't think I've seen him play yet. There's a few other notable players on that roster that were not in the game notes. Minoki, I think that's how you say his name. He was not on the game notes, but he's actually getting a lot of burn right now for Nigeria. Spencer Dinwiddie is also supposed to be on this roster. I'm not sure if you'll see him get any burn, but he's also on the Nigerian roster, surprisingly. Another former Detroit Piston there. Game's starting up right now.
On the glass and also from distance.
Yeah, I think this is great. I think Jerry Colangelo and Greg Popovich made a wise decision. First of all, he looks great. He's healthy. And I'll go back even further, about 2010 in Istanbul, the coming out party for Steph Curry, Kevin Love, and, of course, Kevin Durant. He's paid his dues on USA Basketball. Jerry Colangelo said, we're going to give this guy a shot.
Also, too, it's not bad having a veteran with something to prove.
No doubt about it.
So Kevin Love certainly motivated, guarding Precious Achiuwa right now. That is Michael Benajay missing from deep. Nigeria's bringing in a lot of shooters because Benajay is certainly capable.
Well, they look the part. I'm impressed with them. Mike Brown's done a really good job.
Zach Lavine. Is it different 23-9 versus 21-1, or the great shooters it doesn't matter?
No, I don't think it matters. It really doesn't. I know this. It's a comfort level. You know that it's a shorter line, and you're already a great shooter at the NBA level.
This is the United States' biggest lead as they push it to 7. ISO Achiuwa here. Love gives no ground at all. Shot clock at 3 for Kevin Love. Moved his feet.
I don't think he got it off.
It didn't iron either. And in the international ball, you don't have a stoppage on the 24-second. They don't want to take away the advantage. Keep on playing.
USA up 36-29.
This is not Cleveland, Kevin.
Oh, nice. A little show and go. Love with the foul.
This is what I love about this USA team is the firepower. You've got multiple guys on this team that average 27 points a game in the NBA or more. This kid, Zach Lavine, I say kid because he's one of the younger players still on this team.
He made 13 threes in a game, which is second best behind Klay Thompson's 14 in a game. You know, people think about Zach Lavine as just a dunker. He's a 39% career three-point shooter.
Yeah, I think his energy levels can rub off on the defensive end.
They're going to this Achiuwa Kevin Love matchup a lot without much success. The United States midway through this second quarter. Remember, 10-minute quarters. Different than the 48-minute NBA game. Lillard from deep.
Too easy.
Hey,
He damn near shot that from half court.
It will always be game time.
That was a long ball.
You watch him with the Blazers, uncanny.
I think that international date line is a little shorter than the NBA line.
Yeah, that might be it. KZ Akpala with an open three, and Achua will track it down. Akpala again on the reload. And here comes Tatum. The nice thing is make and take. Everybody that gets a rebound can push it, but you're not going to want turnovers like that.
Well, listen, this should not surprise anybody in green right now. This is really a chip shot for Dame. That's a rhythm three from slightly beyond the NBA line.
Oh, the way Lillard and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Zach Lavine and Kevin Durant have expanded the geometry of the court. 35-footers are not bad shots, depending on the skill level of these guys now.
And Bob, you and I talked about this at lunch. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. We think of great shooters being international guys. No. The basketball, the USA grassroots level now, it's more about jump shooting than it is dunks. Credit those guys. Skill level is high.
Gabe Vincent, beautiful pass to Nwamu.
Yep.
The draw and kick, and when you talk about cohesion, Nwamu cut to the basket as Vincent began the drive.
Yeah, that's what we call a 45-degree cut. When you see that baseline drive, you're in that slot, get to the rim.
Bradley Beal, off iron there. Kevin Love keeping it alive, but couldn't quite save it.
Take a look at this, Bob. If you watch the Suns over the last few weeks, Mikal Bridges is great at this. Look at this cut right down the lane from that, what we call the weak side slot, because the defense all turns and watches the ball. And a nice find by Gabe Vincent, who continues to impress us.
Get back to that. Who handles the ball? Who's a play creator for Nigeria? We've seen shooters. We've seen size. Vincent can hit threes, and there's another one.
He did not shoot the ball well for Miami this year, but Mike Brown really likes what he's doing.
All right, now Zach Lavine took a spill there. And at this juncture, that's the last thing you would want, particularly with the Olympics less than 2 weeks away. Keep an eye on any player that would have any kind of significant problem. And the twist of the left ankle as he went down there.
Well, we joke about breaking ankles, and we certainly don't want to see that, but looks like Zach's walking it off. A terrific shot fake by Gabe Vincent.
At the end of the finals, you will have Devin Booker and Chris Middleton along with Drew Holiday as Durant puts that in. But until then, Zach Lavine's a key part of your off-guard rotation. Josh Okogie with Tatum on him. Achua set that high screen. Okogie is not the shooter. He wants to initiate to guys like Gabe Vincent. And Vincent off back iron. Grant had that knocked away.
Nice.
Okogie to Achua, then ricocheting around to Bradley Beal. So USA 7-point lead the ball. Inside 3 minutes remaining in the first half. We're going to talk to Jerry Colangelo at halftime, the managing director for Team USA. He's in his final Olympic Games. Adebayo couldn't quite extend.
Trying to score on his teammate.
Nwamu right in the middle of the break. He will launch. I'll tell you what, if the whole Olympics has this up and down tempo, how much fun would this be to watch?
Nigeria wants to play this game.
Lillard fouled on the pass. So the torch will be passed in Tokyo. Jerry Colangelo, 16 years as the managing director, and the incomparable Grant Hill will be taking over. He's his assistant right now. And I think Team USA basketball will be in tremendous hands.
Well, first of all, Jerry has done an amazing job. He took over in 2005. He hired Coach K and then Greg Popovich and Grant Hill. As he's a former Olympian, he understands what this is all about, USA basketball.
Grant had that knocked away. Here comes Vincent again. Vincent wears Namdi on his back. His full name is Namdi, but Gabe is more the anglicized version of it.
And he's a Modesto kid.
Yep.
Cal Santa Barbara Gauchos. He got injured his junior year at Cal Santa Barbara, tried to come back early. Didn't play as well as a senior, but this is one of those guys, Bob, you see it every year in the league, grinds his way into a good role from virtually out of nowhere.
Well, think all the Miami Heat guys with Dave Vincent and Akpala and Precious Achua. That Eric Spoelstra has been coaching the select team, and he's got three of his other players here. Achua misses from deep.
If you play for the Miami Heat, you are not immune to sweating.
No. Lillard rattled that out. The Miami Heat would tape up for shoot-arounds. That's all you need to know. In the final 100 seconds of the first half, and a baked-in three. I do not think that was clearly directed by Nwamu, but it will count the same. Post up Durant.
Ooh, blocked at the rim. What a block on Kevin Durant.
KD elongated to hammer it down, and Precious Achua said no.
That was
this kid's
Precious Achua.
young man out of Memphis. The Miami Heat took him because they love his intensity.
Stonewalls Kevin Durant.
No way, KD.
Woo.
So Nigeria earning the respect of the United States. Down 4 with a minute 15 and a half.
Minute 15 before we go into halftime, and that's Precious Achua stonewalling Kevin Durant as he goes along the baseline. that was a beautiful block. That's what So, yeah, we're going to get to some comments here. Just to talk to you guys really quick. I think if you're commenting in the group, it's not going to show up. That's Mark Hoffman that says, yeah, buddy. Can't show the game, guys. Sorry. But I think if you comment on the page or comment from YouTube, they'll actually show your name. Let's see. I like this comment. Grant is wide open, and then Green just goes for the cup. That's Draymond Green, baby. Draymond Green. Don't hate on Draymond. All right, game's going to start. There's only a minute 15 left until halftime.
5-0. Tatum gets injured. They lose to France, and they lose to Serbia. And Greg Popovich is awfully glad to have Jason Tatum one more time.
Exactly. They expected him to be the go-to scorer at the end of the Olympics when they got to the knockout round. He hurt his ankle, and he is excited about being back. And as you mentioned earlier, he is becoming quickly one of the great young players in the NBA.
Yeah, he is the youngest member of Team USA, but when you think about tying Larry Bird's all-time scoring record with his 60 against San Antonio, anytime you're in a sentence as a Celtic with Larry Bird, that's usually a good thing.
And when you're 22 years old, it makes it even better if you're a Celtics fan.
So a minute 15 remaining in the first half.
Hey, by the way, congrats to Ime Udoka, new Celtics coach, who, by the way, is Nigerian.
And a former assistant under Greg Popovich.
That's exactly right. Yep.
So out of the timeout, Wabu able to hit that. And so Mike Brown, he has got to be so thrilled with this first half.
This kid Nwamu played in Russia last year.
But the size of Akpala on Lillard. Now here is Tatum to go against Nwamu.
Yeah, they're impressive.
It's an 11-2 Nigeria run, and Tatum, like a lot of veterans, will get to the line to try to slow that run.
This kid played in Samara last year, which, believe me, is nowhere near Moscow. But they pay well.
Well,
and Mike Brown likes it.
Ike Nwamu, you're talking about Cleveland State, Mercer, a year here at UNLV, Westchester Country Day High School in High Point, North Carolina, the Sioux Falls Skyforce, the Heat Summer League team, and the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
And that's why he could go to Russia and be okay.
So Jason Tatum. Now, do you see similarities with Tatum and Durant?
Yes, because I think Kevin is the better athlete of the two, and he's longer. But what I love about Jason Tatum, from the day he got into the league and really the day he came out of high school, he's so fundamentally sound offensively.
I just think small forwards, if you were describing or building one in a lab, I mean, you get Durant first and Tatum would be a close second.
I would agree with that.
Although you might go with that LeBron James guy, whatever position you want to call that.
He doesn't have a position.
Durant off front iron.
That was another good
And
challenge by
Fouls
Precious
about
Achua and
And
Kevin
for LeBron,
Kevin Durant.
I don't know if he's done with the Olympics, but he was awfully good for Team USA in many other iterations. And you get a timeout with 19.3. So the United States lead at 3. The final possession of the first half is coming up next.
So USA up by a small margin before they go into halftime. Honestly, that's pretty good. They're playing pretty decent defense against the United States. It's not bad, but I don't know. Maybe Team USA is not really giving it their all. A lot of settled jump shots. You see, Jason Tatum's very active, looking to score, and Kevin Durant taking a lot of shots, but again, just settling for a lot of jump shots. The one attempt he took to the rim, he got stonewalled by Precious Achua, number 55 of Nigeria. He plays for the Miami Heat and went to Memphis.
Ankle tweak. When he went to the locker room, you kind of hold your breath a little bit. You cannot have a player injured heading into the Olympics. You're less than 2 weeks away from being in Tokyo.
Exactly. And it's great to see him back out there, 7th leading scorer in the league this year. By the way, trying to become the 4th Chicago Bull to win a gold medal. Some guy named MJ did it.
That Jordan guy?
Yeah, Pippen and Jimmy Butler in the Rio Olympics.
Gabe Vincent dropping in the free throw. This was the play. Watch his left ankle on the land right there in the tweak, but I don't know if he got full weight on it. And they tested it out. They bring it back to the bench where they get some really good sign. So the free throws, 1 out of 2. Shot clock off. The United States will play for the final possession here. Bradley Beal on the show and go. Beal with a tough lefty flip. And Nigeria once again with a stop. Highly competitive, and now Beal just taking an assessment of all the limbs and body parts as he gets up.
Bradley Beal took a nasty fall into the court. Took him a while to get back up. That's the end of the second quarter. We're going into halftime. United States still up. Nigeria by a couple possessions. It doesn't look like the United States is pulling away, but it also doesn't look like Team USA is really like trying to really pound them. Just kind of like, just feels like guys are going through the motions right now, getting warmed up. So here goes Jason Tatum.
First game, it's our first game playing together, trying to get a rhythm, trying to get a feel for the game, for each other, trying to, get in the flow, get in shape. So we try to figure a lot of things out.
Hey, Jason, you had a taste of this in 19 before you got injured. Can you tell if there's a difference from a physicality standpoint with the rules, NBA and FIBA?
Yeah, it's a lot different. The way the game is officiated, the rules, you can stay in the paint on defense, knock the ball off the rim, all things that we have to pay attention to and just help each other out. If you see somebody doing something, you just try to help them out because we all learn at the same time.
Well, you had 11 in the first half. You could score in any country, anywhere. It's not going to matter.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you stopping, Jason. Thanks. All right, Jason Tatum with us. We're going to talk to Jerry Colangelo the managing director of USA Basketball, at halftime here in Vegas. Highly competitive, with the United States lead a deuce as we hit the break, and a really entertaining game with Nigeria showing very well.
USA up 43-41. I said a couple possessions, but I think Nigeria got a basket there at the end of the quarter, as well as Nigeria is no slouch. They got several Americans on their team, or at least guys that played U.S. ball, like in college, might have not made the NBA, but to their credit, they actually do got a lot of NBA talent on their team. I'll actually run through the names of guys that are actually on NBA rosters. Some of them are not like barn-burning names or anything like that, but it is interesting to see how many NBA players they do have currently on the roster. The first one's Gabe Vincent. Currently plays for the Miami Heat. You got Jordan Wara, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Al-Farouq Aminu, familiar name in the NBA journeyman, is a Chicago Bull currently. OG Anunoby is a Toronto Raptor. Chesney Mitu is a Sacramento King. Jasa Koji, I believe he was a lottery pick a couple of years ago. He's a Minnesota Timberwolf. You got Stan Okoye. Actually, he's not on an NBA team. Akibe Udo is a name locals will be familiar with. He played for the University of Michigan. Not currently on an NBA team. Wes Iwundu is a New Orleans Pelican. Jahlil Okafor, of course, is a Detroit Piston. Supposedly he made the roster. Not quite sure if he's playing today. Rumor has it he made the roster, so I'm not quite sure his status. He gets KZ Okpala, and he's a Miami Heat. Monte Morris is a Denver Nugget, also born here in Michigan. You got Ike Diagu, journeyman around the NBA. I don't think he's currently in the NBA right now. And then you got Mai Oni, and he's a Utah, part of the Utah Jazz. Udoka Azumbuke is a Utah Jazz. Precious Okowa is a part of the Miami Heat. Dude, I totally butchered that guy's name. It's Achua. So I mean, basically more than half their roster are NBA players. Granted, a lot of them are not like, Kobe Bryant or anything, but they are definitely quality players that are playing at the highest level of basketball right now. They're down 2 as we're in halftime.
And so it's a learning experience with this group. All right, so when you look at the pool play for the United States, these are the halftime numbers. And for the U.S., as Jerry mentioned, this is going to be a situation where you're just feeling things out. But when you get to pool play and you look at the different groups that you get in Tokyo, do you start worrying about getting out of pool play, just worry about playing better and playing to the level of the United States? Because France is the team that beat the U.S. in the World Cup after they started 5-0 in the qualifying.
Yes. Well, we have to worry about ourselves first, rather than who the matchups are going to be. We know the talent on the other teams. We have great respect for all of them, but we have to take care of ourselves first. I think our defense is going to be a key in what kind of success we have, and our rebounding has to be much better than what I've seen so far in order to really be dominant, which is what we're going to try to do.
Hey, Jerry, let me go big picture. It's been 16 years. You have 3 Olympic gold medals. When you look back and you pass the torch to Grant Hill, what are you going to remember? What's going to be the thing that you think is the legacy of USA basketball?
Well, I think I'm most proud of the infrastructure we've put in place. And Grant is a perfect guy to take my place. I have great respect for him. He's a basketball guy through and through. And he's been kind of tagging me the last few days, and I'm always available for him. My great memories is rebuilding, putting that infrastructure in place, Coach K and myself, and showing respect to the world basketball community, and then earning back the respect that I felt we had lost in 04, leading up to 04. So, yeah, there were some great moments. The 08 Olympics in Beijing was unbelievable. I loved the World Cup, World Championship games we had. 2010, 2014, those are a couple other gold medals. But it's all yesterday's news. Now, this is my last go. I want to leave with another gold medal for everyone's sake, not just for mine. And it's been a great run. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Jerry, we appreciate you stopping by. 16 years, the U.S. has rebuilt their image. They've gotten gold medals. This man is largely responsible for picking the best players in the world and the best coaching staff in the world. Halfway through here in Vegas, the beginning of the exhibition schedule for the U.S., and we'll take you behind the scenes with Team USA coming up next.
Whether you're curling or crunching, running or riding, lifting or lunging, balance it all out with some ice cold serving and enjoying.
Basketball has been a game changer for me.
It's helped me grow as a teammate and a leader.
By establishing standards for youth development, USA Basketball is making a difference for players of all ages.
Through education and training,
We're helping to make the game safer
and more fun. Make sure your child is taught the right way.
Ensure you're the best coach you can be.
To learn more, visit usab.com or download.
All right, so we're in the middle of halftime. This should be back in a few minutes here. If anybody wants to jump on and chop it up for a little bit while the teams are at halftime, let me know. We can talk a little bit about USA basketball, or we can talk about Jerami Grant and your Detroit Pistons. Or maybe you want to talk about Cade Cunningham possibly being the number 1 pick. Or maybe we can talk about, dare I say it, trading the pick. Yeah, just let me know. We're just waiting for the teams to come back here. There's not much to say. I think Jerami Grant got 1 basket. That's it for Jerami Grant, and I don't think Saddiq Bey has actually seen the court yet. Just going to go through some of the comments here. Let's see. That was earlier in the game, and I believe that was by Brock. And the game, I think we started in the middle of the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And Brock also says only up by 4 points on Nigeria. Yeah, it's been a close game, but I kind of like I think that was Brian Colangelo, if I'm not mistaken, who was just talking there a minute ago. He's basically was saying that the team is just getting their feet wet. Also, the entire team is not in uniform today, as mentioned before. A lot of them are, like Devin Booker. A few other players are playing in the NBA Finals right now. not able to make this game. They won't make it until the end of the finals. Also, this is also a scrimmage. I don't believe this actually counts to anybody's overall record. But it is interesting seeing Nigeria being competitive in this game. But as I've mentioned, a lot of them, they have a lot of NBA talent on there. And several of them are actually NBA players. Not NBA players. They are NBA players, but what I meant is they're actually Americans that are what do they call it? I think they call it naturalized. They went naturalized and decided to play for Team Nigeria. One of them would be Spencer Dinwiddie, a former Detroit Piston, born here in the United States, but playing for Nigeria. Supposedly he's on the roster. So there's a lot of instances like that players, American-born, are actually playing on the Nigerian team. So Nigerians got some decent players. Pretty. I wouldn't say it's staggering, but it's actually kind of surprising how many NBA players are on that squad.
I ain't missing no more. I ain't missing no more. I ain't missing no more.
Good job, good job. Handle it, one down. Let's see you guys play a little defense, little team D, see what it looks like. Try, take it. Oh. I'm back. Yep. By yourself, Dave, by yourself. Oh, that's right. Oh, come on, Bill. Ball. Take it. I got low.
It's interesting seeing Isaiah Stewart in these practice montages of Team USA.
With that weak side guy.
It's kind of what we're watching right now.
Baseline. You got to see.
I don't think he made the final roster.
So he starts to be the middle. The guy in this.
But they may be still doing cuts,
so
he may actually make the roster. There goes Jerami Grant.
Yeah. You got to have the defense, the outside guy.
Yeah, exactly. So it should not switch. Yeah. Then somebody gets to that middle spot.
Well, we appreciate Team USA wearing those mics. We'll get an inside look at the United States men and women on Peacock during the Tokyo Olympics. Second half here for Vegas is on the way.
The guys are getting back on the court, shooting around. So second half's going to start. Like I said, if anybody wants to jump on, let me know. We can chop it up a little bit about your Detroit Pistons or the Team USA, whatever you guys want to talk about. The game probably back on in a few minutes here. I kind of want to go over Team USA's roster too. I went over Nigeria's roster. And the other thing to point out too about Nigeria's roster is all of them went to played college ball in the United States. I mean, none of these guys played college ball like in Africa or in other parts of the world. They all came to the United States and played ball. Even the guys that did not make NBA rosters. A lot of these guys played in the United States for college ball. So that's one thing to point out too. Nigeria doesn't have a bunch of scrubs on their team. They got quality players. Probably good. Like a lot of these guys would probably be good prospects that you would see on teams, or be like good rotational players off the bench. I think Jasa Koji is a good example of a player that's a solid prospect. that you would see on an NBA roster. That's a good example of what's on Team Nigeria. To break down Team USA's roster, you have Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum. We have not seen Devin Booker because he's in the NBA Finals. You got Zach Lavine, Kevin Love. I think Kevin Love seen a little bit of burn earlier in the game. He was definitely in the montage. Bam Adebayo also got a lot of burn in this game. You got Draymond Green, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton is not in this game. He's also playing in the NBA Finals. And then, of course, you got the Pistons' own Jerami Grant, and he has not done a whole lot. He did make one basket, shot a few, clanked one off the back of the rim from long range. All right, game is back.
Extrapolate that. They looked like, you got a former NBA Coach of the Year, Mike Brown. You've done 10,000 NBA games. Not that many, but close. And when we watched the warm-up, they looked like a professional organization. Everything was to the T. That impressed me, and they played with that kind of confidence in the first half.
For the U.S., it looked like guys wanted to defer maybe a little too much because they're just feeling each other out.
They're all superstars on their own teams, and this feeling out process will continue this week in Las Vegas.
I think for both coaches, they're going to appreciate that it's a high-level game because you get the most out of that. If it was ragtag or a lot of fouls, and I thought both teams would be pleased with some good stretches of play.
Oh, without a question. Mike Brown's got to be ecstatic, but now can they give it 20 more minutes of the same level of play?
Jason Tatum, Adebayo with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Damian Lillard for the United States. This is KD. This is the three there, but Adebayo, another opportunity. And Idris Adebayo, but you can call him Bam, as he acquired that name as a child.
Wasn't his mother like the Flintstones, right?
It absolutely is true.
Bam.
Little did she know that Idris would grow up to be an incredibly large, skilled, incredibly athletic person at 6'9", 255. But did you see at Kentucky this all-around skill level for him translating to the NBA?
I did. And the reason is John Calipari did a great job with this kid. He taught him to play the game, the effort defensively, the rebounding, the running the floor. And later on in 1 year in Kentucky, he started to do those things. And the same thing's happening in Miami. Eric Spoelstra made him a defensive player, a rim runner, and now they're making him into a playmaking big, which I love.
Gabe Vincent, Ike Nwamu with Josh Okogie, Precious Achua, and KZ Akpala for Nigeria to begin the half. And Nwamu missing off iron there. The defensive Durant right there, that shows you the two-way play you need in international ball. Kevin's extra effort forced that miss, and that'll get Tatum to the line. People think it's all about scoring. If you want to lead and you want to win another gold medal, you've got to be that kind of two-way player. That extra effort was amazing because initially you would think that Vincent has an easy shot so KD doesn't give up on the contest.
Perfect. And the greatest thing about Kevin Durant, we said this in the open, is how much he loves the game of basketball. And a big factor in why this team is put together the way it is because Kevin Durant decided he wanted to play in the Olympics one more time. Yeah. And everybody else raised their hand.
Well, the thing is Carmelo has 3 goals, and Kevin could have 3 goals. Durant also will end up being the all-time leading scorer leader in Olympic history. When you have Jerry West and Michael Jordan and LeBron James being number 1 in that list as a U.S. male athlete, it's pretty impressive.
It is.
So Okogie again, an off-guard defender for the T-Wolves, having to kind of initiate here for Nigeria. Nwamu all the way to the iron.
He's been impressive.
Between Caleb Agata and Ike Nwamu, they've got some swing guys that really can score. Lillard, that's a warm-up 3. And NBA guys, don't miss those.
Well, good delivery by Kevin Durant. He went cross court because he saw Lillard with the daylight.
Paula looking for Achua out at the elbow. A little two-man action here, but if you're going to pick on Durant and Adebayo, you're going to have a problem. KD with the steal, beautifully.
Good job of switching right there. Good effort.
Durant an open three, rattled that out. Okogie with the rebound. To install offenses in a short period of time, is basketball the same language? And there's pet plays that guys all know from different teams?
Yes, and you know when you
Starting to see Team USA pulling away as Nigeria's having a little bit too many turnovers. Up 7, Team USA over Nigeria right now.
It's the chemistry which is forming.
7:56 remaining in the third, and the United States up 7.
We give game day a whole new meaning.
Team USA up 7 with, they believe, 7 left in the quarter. Waiting, trying to find a ticker for this game. I'm not finding one. But let me see. Let me see if this is a good ticker. Not quite what I'm looking for.
Push back.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
When you look for United States teams to come together, it's camaraderie, chemistry, and cohesion. And in the two-man game and the different actions they run, that's what Greg Popovich is instilling, and also seeing who plays well off each other.
Yeah, exactly. And we know these guys, although they're great offensive players, we know they're going to be unselfish, but it's a matter of just building that trust and chemistry. And there you see the ball movement. 4 of the 5 offensive players for Team USA handled the ball, and Kevin Durant giving it up and finding a guy that makes a lot of noise. Dave Lillard.
So Lillard, drop pass to Adebayo, and then the roll to Beal. A little tic-tac-toe. Yep. Nicely done.
That's another one of those 45-degree cuts we talked about. And great footwork by Bam Adebayo on what we call a short roll.
And Adebayo and Draymond Green are great passers after they roll, which makes them doubly dangerous.
Well, I think Draymond's the best of the team.
Moving off to Akala, right to Gabe Vincent. Shot clock at 3. Okogie from deep. All contested by Tatum.
This is great. Watch the short roll in the catch. Right there, hit him. And then watch the cut from the weak side. That's what we call a 45-degree cut. Because it's 45 degrees from where he is to the basket, but the short roll is great.
This is the best sign. After Zach Lavine tweaked the ankle, the fact that he'd come back and play really is exciting, because Jeremy Colangelo at halftime, you can tell there was some frustration.
Yep.
Lillard again. Off iron, and here comes Nwamu out of the pack. Nigeria has never walked it up. They have pushed it at every opportunity, and Gabe Vincent strokes another 3.
Well, the theory behind that is if we have to play against that length and a half court like Durant, like Lavine, we got to push it and run and get those kind of shots that Gabe Vincent's been knocking down on.
Vane with a step back, rattled that out. Achua with the rebound. And you hit on it, Frank. Going against a set U.S. defense, that can be a problem.
That's not smart. And Mike told us yesterday, we are going to run.
Vincent, Durant respecting that 3. Precious Achua, they'll dare him, and he hits a triple. How about that?
And again, he hit it on his Miami Heat teammate, Bam Adebayo.
Durant, turn and fade, and for Vincent, that's a win. Just hope Kevin missed. Hey, he did. I played good D. Not going to contest it in his lane. Mabu. The threes for Nigeria have been really historic for the first couple minutes of the ball game, and they tied it up.
This is impressive. We knew they would be well coached, but the effort, the energy, the athleticism, and the togetherness has been impressive.
And a Kogi, that time Gabe Vincent nearly had that. Get it inside. And
Big dunk.
Rings the register plus the foul.
And a bio.
Again, good
Big
ball
dunk.
Boom, movement right there. Passing them a good shot for a better shot.
And a bio with a big dunk, giving the Team USA a 2-point lead and a chance at another one at the line.
So for Nigeria, when you're staying in the United States, you can't just trade baskets. You got to come up with some stops, but then you got to run it back. They're 7 of 10 and 7 of 18 on threes. That's more than representative.
Oh, no question. And I just love the confidence they're playing with. Even Precious Achua, not a great shooter, but capable, knocking it down. Vincent has been on fire all night. And watch this just catch and shoot right there.
So now for Precious Achua, his parents are Pentecostal ministers. So his two brothers are God's gift and promise. And his sisters are Grace and Peace. And his first name is Precious. And I will just say, for the Achua family with Donatus and Eunice, they have knocked it out of the park in naming their children.
Well, God's gift was a really good player at St. John's. Precious came over in 8th grade. And this is what I want to show you, Bob. That is a reasonable opportunity for Nigeria to do something no African team has ever done, which is get out of pool play. Yes, Australia, worthy of maybe winning a medal. Germany, Mo Wagner. Italy, Danilo Gallinari. But the way we're watching this Nigeria team tonight, and you're going to see them, I'm going to see them in Tokyo, I'm impressed.
And I really think that this tournament is going to be played at such a high level because all the qualifying tournaments, the last 4, the home countries lost. Canada lost. You had Lithuania lose. You had Croatia lose. You had Serbia lose. So if there's any kind of teams that are on a roll, you got to give it up for Italy and the Czech Republic and Slovenia and Luka Doncic.
You know, Greg Popovich said yesterday, Luka Doncic and 4 hard-playing guys can cause people problems in Tokyo.
Well, Steve Kerr would say, along with John Paxson, what's the greatest backcourt ever? Michael Jordan and anybody.
Yes.
You know, same type of thing.
You know, Slovenia, for ACC fans, has a kid who's a naturalized citizen, Mike Toby.
Yes.
Big kid.
He's the center and he rolls.
Yeah, and he's very effective in that Slovenian team.
And you know who really loves Mike Toby? Play-by-play guys, because the pronunciation is easy for Slovenian players. Mike Toby is really easy. I'll take it.
You don't want to say Jako Lakovic?
It's for Lithuania. When Šarūnas Jasikevičius is retired, I was really happy. And Bayuno back in. Vincent is the 8th main 3 for Nigeria.
This guy, we talked about him earlier. I've always loved his game. The intensity level, he's a leader for this team, and he's knocking down shots. He only shot 31% for the Heat this year, which was unusual. He's a better shooter than that.
Draymond Green is checked in to play with Lillard and Lavine, Jerami Grant and Durant. Shot clock down to 3. Jerami Grant had to create something out of nothing, nearly got his own rebound, but Nigeria playing the defense as Chimezi Metu comes the other way. Just see Draymond Green knock that away. He can guard anyone 1 through 5.
They have to start guarding Gabe Vincent because Gabe Vincent has been on fire. Take a look. Miami Heat's Gabe Vincent, who has worked his way into the NBA. Impressive tonight. There's that matchup.
Kogi, I'd say Euro step, but he went back the other way. And Bayuno setting up Nwabu, rattling that out. And Durant the rebound. Draymond running. And tied up for a jump ball. This is a good play defensively for younger players. They tend to slap or reach. But Kogi just put the vice in, and you have alternate possession in international play. You don't have the jump ball after the opening tip.
Well, you made the point earlier. Josh Okogie has made his way into the NBA based on that toughness and the defensive ability. Drafted once by Thibodeau in Minnesota for that reason.
So yeah, vice-like grip there. the drink.
Man, that looked good.
Vincent was running back. He thought that was in. He's been that hot, but we're even. As Durant is able to collect himself. Those kind of falls make you hold your breath a little bit.
Bob, I told you earlier, Kevin Durant. I worked for Rick Barnes, Coach Kevin Durant in Texas, and the summer before his freshman year, Coach Barnes called me and said, "I got the best player in the country." I said, "You got the best freshman in the country." He said, "No, I've got the best player."
Well, how about that Brooklyn-Milwaukee 7-game series?
Yeah.
48 and 49 for KD, the best Game 7 scoring output ever in NBA history. You had Harden banged up, it didn't have Kyrie, and Kevin Durant nearly willed his team to the finals.
Yes, he did.
And to come off the Achilles injury and to play at the level Kevin is playing, and then to commit to Team USA speaks to just the pride he has in his game, and also WNBA, college basketball, NBA. I don't know if I've met a player who loves the game more than Kevin Durant.
No question. By the way, that ball knocked off the rim.
That's legal.
That is legal in FIBA. The fans not really sure of that rule.
Yeah, offense or defense. There's no basket interference and there's no goaltending. I'm curious, there's no defensive 3-second violation, so you can camp in a traditional 2-3 zone.
Absolutely, and it happens, and it will happen to this team. Take
That's
a look
it.
right there. That's
Black it
legal.
away.
Now, you cannot block it on the way down before it hits the rim. Otherwise, we'd be swatting jump shots. And once it's hit the rim, it's a live ball.
So Darius Garland is on the select team. He is checked in here because the U.S. is down 3 bodies that are playing in the finals. As a Betu able to hit the 3. You know Darius Garland from the Cleveland Cavaliers and Nigeria on top.
This is starting to get interesting. We've already been impressed with Nigeria, but I don't think anybody saw this coming.
You see the decision-making for Draymond there and the rotation of Lavine, who cashes it in.
Remember at halftime, we had him mic'd up, and he said, I made 50% of these corner threes this year. Just showed you why.
It's 22 feet and shorter, and guys can knock him down.
Oh,
Boye spinning. That's good defense by Lavine. Moved his feet, came up with a steal. Spectacular. On the deck, and you're going to get a foul and not the tie-up. Now, so as the ball moves around and guys have their sweet spots, and the mic'd up section showed it. Zach Lavine, hey, I love the corner 3.
it's my shot. Zach getting after it defensively as well. And I really think he's got a chance to be a terrific two-way role player for this USA team.
Okay, so I'm going to presage this during the free throws. One of the great legends of the Dream Team in Barcelona is in the camp in Monaco, Chuck Daly let the college kids beat the Dream Team in a little scrimmage for about 20 minutes. Then the next day, the college kids didn't score for the first 12 minutes, and that was it.
That's right.
Greg Popovich doesn't want to have a loss to Nigeria in an exhibition game to motivate his team. We're way beyond that in 2021. And so for the United States, anytime they get beaten internationally, it's a huge deal. And they don't want to deal with that.
No, but I thought it was prescient that Jerry Colangelo told us at halftime that he was really impressed with this Nigeria.
Absolutely. You said it from the moment they took the court and the warm-ups of the organization and the way they've gone about it. It's a credit to Mike Brown and a credit to these players. It's an offensive foul. You had the illegal screen set on the elbow. Caleb Agata, who's normally popping out for that screen.
Exactly.
Got
Not used to
physical.
Yeah, he's not used to screening. You lead the Israeli Winter League in scoring. They're usually screening for you.
Nigeria, country, 200 million people. And the pride that they have in the D Tigers, they would love to see them be the first African country to win a medal in the Olympics. Coming upon the 2-minute mark here in the third. U.S. clinging to the 2-point lead. There's Caleb Agata rolling it up and in.
You know what I loved about that? Efe Udoh was right there at the rim because he was allowed to touch that ball and tip it in. But
Nigeria gets the game tied 60-60 with 2 minutes left in the third.
Zach Lavine, the air ball as Udoh played the defense.
Nigeria may take the first lead of the game here.
As they met to another three. They got to slice it for the rebound.
And right now, they're out hustling Team USA.
They play 14 guys. They should be a little fresher.
Oh, double dribble.
Probably got away with it. Jerami Grant, tough take inside and well defended at the iron.
Jerami Grant finally takes a shot. Could not get it around the defender. He bricked it off the front of the rim.
Minute quarters, if you're the underdog, you just want to hang in the contest. They've done that. Garland commits the foul.
Ball movement, and there you see Caleb Agata driving down the lane. Former University of Ottawa star. Most of those Canadian kids migrate south to the NCAA, but they have good basketball in CIS.
Well, you mentioned that he led the Israeli league in scoring, and so you get into that kind of rhythm, like, all right, you need me to be a scorer on this team, that's my role. And Agata has it now, drop it to Metu. Draymond met him up top.
Draymond said something to him about it here.
Jerami Grant with the finger roll. Beautiful move by Jerami Grant. USA takes the lead 62-60.
Grant, Lavine, and Green are going to be a big factor defensively. By the way, Saddiq Bey in now for Team USA, the outstanding young player from the Pistons.
Another select player.
Well, you've seen this for about a decade.
The defensive player of the year a couple of years ago, first team all defense this year, and day, Draymond Green up top meeting Chimezie Metu. And let me remind you who I am defensively. That's what he had to say. He is.
Draymond might have got away with a foul there.
Kawhi, Draymond, Rudy Gobert is the elite of the elite in our
They give him the block though.
Chimezie Metu.
Big three. Nigeria taking the lead.
And Nigeria has the lead.
I did not see that when he played at USC. He was more of a back to the basket guy.
63-62. Nigeria taking the lead with a big three.
Do you think Draymond will ultimately be in Naismith Hall of Fame?
Absolutely, because remember, the Basketball Hall of Fame takes your collegiate career, your international career, and your NBA career.
Nigeria's trailed most of this game, but
he's got 3
they're
championships.
They're up by 1 point.
He didn't have a bad career with Izzo at Michigan State.
He's pretty good.
The resume is long. Straight out of Saginaw. Steve Kerr has said Draymond Green is the heartbeat of the Warriors. Now, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant were the talent in the elite. But this is the heartbeat. He is the motor.
Do you know that he once committed to the University of Kentucky and Tuffy Smith?
I did not know that.
When Tuffy Smith left Kentucky, Izzo, my buddy Tom Izzo, realizing the mistake in his ways, said, we got a scholarship for you.
That was a great story. I did not know that.
Yeah.
How about the Saginaw, Michigan native state? Final 6 seconds of the third. Agata from deep, and
he's making some money tonight.
Big three. Nigeria up 2 possessions now. No, they're only up 1 possession. I'm sorry. 66-64.
Oh, man.
The United States is showing stretches of good basketball, but the D-Tigers have come with some bite.
Oh, man. This kid's going to be...
They're knocking him down from long range.
So remember the name, Caleb Agata.
What's going on, Sam? You want to get on this live stream with me? Thank you for tuning in, Sam. I appreciate it. Sam says he's working. Says the coverage is great. I appreciate it, Sam. If you want to get on, Sam, let me know, man. Looking for a co-host. Facebook user says, what channel? This is on NBC SN. Is that what the channel's called? There's NBC Sports Channel. By the way, a lot of these guys, like for example, this user here is coming up as Facebook user. If you're inside the Pistons group, the official Detroit Pistons group, and you want to see your name come up and it's coming up as Facebook user, click on the link in the description that says click here, and it'll allow StreamYard to show your face and name. Like my buddy Sam with the thumbs up. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate the support. So we're at a commercial break. Right now, Nigeria is up 2 points, 66-64. Unfortunately, with it being a scrimmage, there's not a lot of coverage of this. The only way you're going to really be able to follow the game is through like a stream, like we're doing now, or if you're watching on television. There's not any box scores. There's no game tickers. There's nothing like that online right now. So hopefully that changes when the real games come along in the next week or so.
The one thing that our guys have been giving us from day one is the effort. The effort level has been tremendous. And if we give the effort and try to play fast, we haven't played as fast as we're capable of, then good things can happen. So I'm excited with the guys right now.
Mike, your pregame warm-up looked like an NBA pregame warm-up. It really did. Very organized. Your kids were locked in. What do you like about what they're doing over 3 quarters?
You know what? They're trying to play for one another. We don't necessarily have the scores that obviously USA has, and so we got to score by committee. Not only do we have to score by committee, but we have to use our faith, our athleticism to get up in guys' chests. And if we foul, we foul. But I love the effort. I love the focus, and I love that we're playing for one another. Hopefully, we can do it for one more quarter.
Thanks for stopping, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you, guys.
An early foul after Garland turned it over. Now, Jerry Colangelo said Nigeria has really improved. I want to put this in perspective. In the 2012 Olympics, the United States beat Nigeria 156-73. Okay,
that was the mellow.
That was the record setter.
Anthony coming out party.
That team did not have, Ike Diago was their one NBA player. We have multiple NBA players on this team, Nigeria, but in 9 years, that they have come a long way. Melo had 37 in that game, was the Olympic record.
Fitz, I think
it's an offensive foul on Metu, and so Nigeria turns it over.
Yeah, a little hook right there. I think if you're the other 10 teams in this Olympic tournament, you are going to be blown away by what you see on tape tonight. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 9 minutes, but I know this team is way better than that team that you saw in London.
Well, the other thing, too, is Team USA has played at a high level. There have been a lot of good Team USA plays as Grant misses the corner 3. And that's a beautiful play by Saddiq Bey. And dropping it into Lavine to lay it up and in.
Saddiq Bey getting some playing time.
That's what Saddiq Bey did at Villanova, and that's what he did this year for Troy Weaver's Pistons, who's here tonight watching Jahlil Okafor, who I believe is injured.
Getting a spark off the bench from Saddiq Bey.
A family member passed away, so he's been away at
So
the services.
Saddiq Bey finally getting some playing time here in the fourth quarter.
Injury risk.
Oh, that's going to be a goaltend.
I mean, have a coming out party.
My buddy Roland Barrett up there in Canada, I don't think they necessarily missed on this kid, but he could have gone and played for the Canadian team too. I just don't think a lot of people know how good he's got.
They're not getting Israeli league game.
Both Saddiq Bey and Jerami Grant on the court with one another.
Everybody has synergy.
Clock at 8. Draymond thought about playing a little volleyball. Now directing traffic is Garland, floating it up and in. Tough finish. Darius Garland. We have a couple select team players playing with Grant, Green, and Lavine. Saddiq Bey and Darius Garland. You got an 8-minute ball game even at 68. Coaches keep track of deflections. The Nigerian ball attack will be new ball pressure there.
Watch this drive right here, high off the glass over the shot blocker by the youngster from Vanderbilt and the Cleveland Cavs, Darius Garland, whose dad played.
Winston Garland.
Yep, Winston for Warriors, right? He did. He was a Warrior.
This made me feel really old. Thank you for that, friend. Galen Bagata is fouled at the drive before the shot.
Hey, I want to take you back to the 2020 NBA draft. Ready? Here are the kids with Nigerian roots. Isaac Okoro, Onyeka Okongwu, 5th and 6th picks. How about Precious Achua? Udoka Azubuike, first-round pick of the Jazz. Zeke the Jolly. Desmond Bane could have been playing
For Memphis.
Daniel Oturo. Jordan Moore, who will be on this team, he's now with the Milwaukee Bucks. And this team almost had Monte Morris as its point guard, but Monte was injured late in the year.
But you're talking 9 guys in one draft with Nigerian lineage. Stanley Okoye, good contest by Saddiq Bey. Rebound battle still loose and batted back out. Nigeria, another opportunity. Regbu unable to finish. Goodness, what a fumble. Stanley Okoye up top. And Draymond will draw the blocking foul. Well, you think Nigeria wants to win this game?
And I would say this, Bob, in the last, maybe since the middle of the third quarter to this point, they are outworking Team USA. This is all effort plays right now. Loose balls, 50-50 balls. Watch the attack of the rim, and then no block out right here to finish by Stanley Okoye.
Stanley Okoye kind of looks like Andre Drummond a little bit.
Damian Lillard coming back in.
It looks like Andre Drummond with hair.
What do we think in crunch time? Lillard, Durant.
All right, so Team USA down 2 right now, down 1.
5 bucket getters.
After Draymond Green free throw.
They've got to get Booker to
Going to shoot 2. Could tie the game up here.
in one piece.
Draymond really improved his free throwing this year, pushed it up near 80%. And internationally,
Draymond tying the game up 70-70. Nigeria bringing the ball up court.
there, even at 70 now. There's Draymond out top. And there's
Ooh, good block by Draymond.
with the shot clock at 7.
Now that was a good block by Draymond.
Gotta go.
B.A. Oni. And he will get the foul on Durant. But you want to talk about guarding someone 1 through 5?
Yes.
Draymond Green just put on a clinic.
Watch what he does here. He keeps his body away from the driver. He's going to get his body off of him and reaches back with verticality, and that's a great play. You've seen that a few times.
Obi Emagano says no one in Spain or France guards like that.
You see that about 10 times a night. Here's Toyle.
Guard Giannis and then go guard Jeff Teague. How about the finish inside?
Man, he finger rolled that one right off the glass over Draymond on that one.
Let me tell you something. Draymond better start guarding in because this kid is making money. I don't know, Beersheba, the team he played for in Israel, so long, folks, because he's out of there.
Oh, Bradley Beal did everything but the finish.
Here comes Agata.
Caleb Agata.
Ooh, another nice block by Draymond.
I told you he's got the guard now.
Push ahead to Lillard. You have 6.5 left with the U.S. down a deuce. Tatum. Right now, you just get the sense Tatum, Beal, Lillard, and Durant. With Draymond at the 5, this might be kind of the closing unit here.
Well, this is a good lesson for Team USA because they have to play now.
Catch and shoot 3 dropped in. B.A. Oni. 3-point shooting for Nigeria has been spectacular.
Absolutely. They love P.A.O.D. in Utah.
Still developing 17 threes for the D Tigers. Durant to the baseline, and Durant is fouled.
Caleb Agata just said to himself, I just fouled Kevin Durant. That's pretty cool. Watch this shooting right here. Catch and shoot. B.A.O.D., former Ivy League Player of the Year. Did not have a Division I scholarship coming out of high school in L.A. Went to prep school. And James Jones, who, by the way, is helping Jamie Dixon coach in Latvia. USA Under-19 team will play for the gold team.
Well, B.A.O.D. really suffered academically as he went to Yale. It seems to work out okay.
He was heading to Williams College and then his family couldn't afford the Williams College tuition. So somebody said, well, why don't you just go to prep school and maybe you'll earn a scholarship. Although the Ivy League doesn't give scholarships, they do give need-based aid. That young man had 3 great years for him.
Durant, an 88% career.
Nigeria bringing the ball up court. They're up 1 point, 75-74. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game.
Quay dropping it off to Oni, who just hit that last 3 extra step. Good defense by Beal.
Great D by Beal and dived on the floor.
KD is fouled. Remember, after the opening tip, you don't have jump balls, and so that possession arrow becomes pretty critical.
You're not used to that if you play in the NBA. Watch the effort here. You see Jason Tatum, and this is just a tremendous effort by Bradley Beal, who told Jerry Colangelo, I want to be a defensive stopper. And Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant, said the same thing back in 2008.
One knocked away. It'll still remain. Now, think of Jason Tatum wearing Kobe's number 10. In the Olympics, the numbers are different. And Tatum is wearing one of the most hallowed Team USA jerseys there is.
Can I tell you a great story about Kobe Bryant in the Olympics? Tony Ronzoni was the scout for that team. He put together a clip of Leandro Barbosa scoring on Kobe in the NBA. And they were playing Brazil. And he showed Kobe the tape. Kobe was upset. Coach K said, he gave the lineup matchups, and Kobe wasn't guarding Barbosa. He said, Coach K, I got Barbosa. And that's the kind of tone he set for that USA team that won the gold back in 2008.
Inside 5 minutes, Nigeria with 1 point lead in the ball. 7 lead changes, 3 ties. Viaoni having it knocked away, and it's still Nigeria ball with 4 to shoot. Why does this not feel like an exhibition? 4:46 left in a game that seems like it matters to both teams.
All right, this one's a close one. Team USA is going to have to start buckling down a little bit defensively. That's what it kind of seems like. It just seems like they're showing some holes defensively. Bradley Beal and both Draymond Green both doing their part defensively. Everybody else has got to step up a little bit. With that being said, you can definitely tell that Nigeria really wants this one. This is a scrimmage, so technically none of these games count for right now. They don't count against anybody's overall record, but it'd be nice to see Team USA pull out the win here over guys that are quote-unquote supposed to be inferior. But as mentioned earlier, they got a lot of NBA talent on that squad, and some guys are actually starters, and some guys are actually highly touted prospects like Josh Okogie. With that being said, I'm just going to go through some of the comments here. A lot of people are commenting from the group. If you're not seeing your name come up, for example, we got this guy here with his comment. It just says Facebook user and it has a blank photo. There's a link at the top of the video in the description. If you click on it, it'll and you allow StreamYard access, it'll show your face and your name. Game's gonna start.
Threes. And Caleb Agata, Gabe Vincent, and friends have Nigeria poised for an historic upset.
Well, no fear factor from the Tigers team, which, as you mentioned, Bob, just 11 years ago was beaten by 1,000 in London. It seemed that way. But I love the poise of this team, and around the world right now, people are going to be talking about this game, win or lose, for Nigeria.
So 4:46 left, only 4 to shoot here. Inbound to Benege with the shot clock at 1. And the U.S., remember, you played through the 24-second violation on the air ball. Durant, off back iron. You're not stopping it. You just hope he misses it. It's a little strong.
There you go, Brooks Pitts.
Hey, you know,
That's how ideally it should look.
off back iron.
Right there.
Right now, running back. in the red booth. He really wanted that three, and Lillard tried to answer. Got a foul on the rebound as Adebayo went for the board beyond the United States.
I think we're going to find out from the U.S. right now.
4 minutes left, man. 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in the game here. USA down 1.
Because there's guys out there, Tatum and Lillard and JD, that can certainly do that. And don't forget Bradley Beal.
Nigeria has the ball. Up 1 point on Team USA.
With Nigeria up 1 with the ball. Ime Moniki, B.A. Oni, catch and shoot. They're just trying to live at the top.
Man, that was a big rebound.
Missing there.
I'm interested right here to see where USA goes when they need a basket.
Bradley Beal sizes up Benajay, shot clock at 10. Durant again. And so KD off back iron, off front iron.
Durant's cold, man.
Twice. Oni will drop in a 3.
Up 4, Nigeria.
Possession game. KD is 2 of 10 in the game. 18 made threes for Nigeria.
I don't mean to belabor this, Bob. We might be watching history right now.
Durant floating and get 2 of 11.
Jeez. Durant can't hit nothing.
Still wants them to run, even though they've got the lead. Only was a little hesitant to push.
3 minutes here. The United States need to dig in defensively. Greg Booth with the shot clock at 7. And Durant had the block, but it will be called for the foul, and so free throws coming for the D Tigers.
Nigeria's got all the momentum right now. It doesn't look like Team USA is going to pull this out, especially if they try to keep riding Kevin Durant as the primary shooter. He's just not hitting anything. He missed the easy layup the possession before.
Haven't had a lot of fouls in the game. It's the story is Nigeria.
He's just cold.
Shooting, and the fact that KD's been a little cold.
Yep. He's like 2 for 10, I believe.
2 for 11 on that last shot.
2 for 11, 7 points. 0 for 3 on 3-pointers for Kevin Durant.
So if the U.S. is going to avoid a monumental upset, they've got work to do in the final 2:53. Lillard will hear the whistle and get to the line.
They said 2 straight screens for Gage for Newport to get him going to the basket and get to the line. That's what he's going to do.
So United States timeout, 2:46 down 6. Lillard free throws coming. This has been an incredible performance by Nigeria. They have taken USA all the way to the finish line.
Why do I do?
2 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Nigeria up 2 possessions, 6 points with all the momentum right now. Team USA's been very reliant on Kevin Durant to hit shots down the stretch here, and he hasn't been able to hit anything. Damian Lillard will go to the line to shoot 2, I believe, as on the last possession he was fouled going to the lane. I'm going to catch up with some comments here. We got a few people commenting. Again, I'm going to pull up some comments. If your name says Facebook user and doesn't have a profile picture, click at the top of the link in the description and allow StreamYard access, and it'll show your name and your profile picture. But basically, what do we got here? I think this is to the whole link, and I think, who is this? This is Alex Speed Sheldon. He says sounds big brotherly. I think that's a response to the link. It's up to you. You don't have to. You can have it like that, or if you want to see your Facebook profile, you can also comment directly from the page, the official Detroit Pistons page, and not in the group. game starting up here.
Yeah, but USA, you get shots like that for Kevin Durant, usually knocking them down. Not tonight. And all of a sudden, you're 2 minutes and 46 seconds away from what would be for the continent of Africa, from a basketball standpoint, the country of Nigeria, a huge, huge statement.
Lillard dropping in the free throw. And the United States will play Australia on Monday.
USA down 5.
Argentina on Tuesday. Australia again Friday. And then Spain. So they have a 5-game.
Missed one free throw, but they get the offensive rebound back.
He was fouled after he got the rebound.
Ayarubo,
Another opportunity.
or Ayarubu, with the foul. And I think they may put Damian Lillard back on the line.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It just doesn't.
Yep. They'll shoot 2 more. Great hustle by Damon to get that offensive rebound. He missed the second free throw.
Are we watching something?
Makes the first. Down 4.
Lillard drops in the free throw. Damian Lillard, his first Olympics, the 6-time All-Star, 89% career free thrower.
And now makes that one. Down 3.
And that will get Draymond Green into the game.
The United States makes this a one-possession game, 80-77.
And if you're Nigeria, you're looking at the clock. And
Good hustle by Team USA, specifically Damian Lillard, to make up a whole possession off of free throws.
Red Blue holding. Zach Lavine on him. Shot clock at 15.
Oh, he tried to get it into the post. Couldn't do it. Good defense.
On the kick out.
Ah, man, wide open in the corner, knocking it down. Back up 2 possessions. That doesn't look good for Team USA. Down 2 possessions. Damian Lillard, top.
Finding Tatum.
Tatum driving it and missing an easy layup, man. Now looking good. Nigeria has the ball up 6. 2 minutes left.
Jime Modiki dropping it off to a Red Bull. Shot clock down to 7. And that ball out of bounds off the United States. It'll remain Nigeria ball with 7 to shoot.
Well, this has been the story of the night. The drive, the kick, and knocking down the deep ball. The 20th 3. And then this is the other story, Bob. Missed opportunities by Team USA.
60 of their 83 points coming from beyond the arc. Only 6 to shoot. A step back 3. And rattles in. And so Michael
Repossession game.
Gives Nigeria their largest lead with only 104 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, great defense, too. Big shot.
85-77.
Stay tuned, folks. This is historic.
Durant avoided the turnover. His 3.
Ooh, Kevin Durant finally knocking down a shot.
His first 3 of the night.
That's a 3.
5-point
Finally getting going. He was a little bit more serious on that possession. Ooh, good block by KD.
And he touched it last.
Should have tried to save it. He knew he touched that last.
This is more like the Kevin Durant that we know.
Kevin Durant getting a little bit more serious. He looked a little serious on those last 2 possessions. Got a block and a 3.
5-point lead the ball from the D Tigers.
85-80.
Udo holding. Regu hit the corner 3.
Got another 3. Nigeria. 88-80, man.
Shooting for Nigeria.
Kevin Durant for 3. Knocking it down from the top. 88-83. 1 minute 5 left. Both teams trading threes.
This is the biggest stop of the game.
What Team USA needs is a defensive stop. Stop allowing them from shooting threes. Got the turnover. Damian Lillard. Bring it up to KD. KD, bring it up. Does he get the foul? He does get the foul.
Terrific hands by Draymond because it looked like Arabu was about to get to the rim. Take a look right here.
Draymond causing the turnover, and Lillard got the steal. Got up to KD for the drive, and he got fouled on the drive.
Durant had been 0 for 3, had been 2 for 11. He buries the last 2 threes. He's fouled here on the drive. And Rainbow's in the free throw.
Down 4. KD will shoot a second free throw.
11-time All-Star, the 4-time scoring champ, 2-time
to give Nigeria a
Finals
3-point
MVP,
lead.
MVP of the league. And he makes the
Got it. One possession game for USA. It was 3 a second ago, so Team USA still feels like they can win this one.
Draymond Green. Vincent comes to get it.
Big possession here.
Shot clock down to 7. Hey, Vincent on the drive.
Oh, good. Good deflection by Tatum.
Mike Brown's got 2 timeouts.
88-85.
Because it's a dead ball. Is he going to take it?
This one's going to go back to Nigeria. Nigeria will take a timeout.
Protecting the 3-point lead. Only 4 to shoot.
Good job by Tatum.
3.2 left.
Knock out that pass out of bounds.
People know about the United States and Russia in hockey. This is the basketball version tonight.
Dropping a lot of
Pretty exciting, man. You might see a big upset here with Nigeria taking Team USA down to the wire. Team USA is not really – they haven't really been playing inspired all game. It's been pretty, lackluster for most of the game. Even when they were up, they seemed like they were just going through the motions. That's kind of like what I was saying at halftime. And I believe they were up a couple possessions, but Nigeria has really been fighting with them. They really want this win. They may get it if Team USA can't get a few defensive stops. They're playing a little bit more serious at the end of the stretch here, but they need to really pull out. A turnover. They can't let this shot clock go down any further. 4 seconds left on this possession. 23 seconds left in the game. 88-85, and it looks like we're going to get back into the game here.
A huge play coming out of the timeout for Mike Brown.
I'm excited to see what they run to get the look. And remember, Bob, if USA can get a stop, do they go for the 3 or do they get a quick 2? FAU will be involved some way in this play. Just watch.
Caleb Agata will inbound with Udo, Oregbu, Casey Akpala, and Gabe Vincent. Still looking. They get it to that.
Oh, man, he's wide open. Oh, and he missed. Good rebound by Draymond Green to KD. KD is going to get the foul.
They're over the limit, so this will be free throws. With 16.
I'm not sure about that foul by Nigeria. They shouldn't have fouled.
He was not going to give up the 3 ball to Durant. He's going to make him earn it at the foul line.
I guess the commentators saying they're afraid of the 3 ball by Durant, but
have to press and foul.
Durant still had to make a few moves just to get open there. We'll get some free throws here. Makes the first.
4 of 6 free throws.
Down 2.
States is 24 of 29. So the 2 different lines, 3-point line one, free throw line the other. Each team has a timeout remaining. Durant makes it a 1-point game. Pressure.
Man, Team USA starting to crank it up here.
Nigeria clinging to the 1-point lead. Vincent's got it in the back.
Good D by Draymond. Draymond getting the foul. They're going to send him to the line.
USA is going to force Gabe Vincent to make 2, but remember, if they're up 3, Nigeria will come right back and foul USA again.
It's an 87%
Gabe Vincent at the line, part of the Miami Heat's roster, went to St. Mary's in California for college. Like I said, Team Nigeria's got decent players on there. They do got NBA talent.
Nigeria's only attempted 6 free throws in the game.
Gabe Vincent with 19 points on the game. Makes the first, puts him up 20. 89-87, 13 seconds left. They'll be able to shoot a second one here.
2-point lead with one more free throw coming. Vincent hits them both. Back to the
Got them both. Nigeria back up 3, 90-87, 13 seconds left, and Greg Popovich will take a timeout here.
But this is where, internationally, they usually foul.
Right, but because you can advance the ball in FIBA play, if you're Greg Popovich and you see this, Bob, in the NBA, even though there's 13 seconds to go, you can draw up a catch-and-shoot play in that half-court area where the Nigerian team is thinking, do we foul a guy who's in the act of shooting? So it's a very unique situation for both coaches right now, which is why Greg Popovich advanced the ball to the timeline.
So 13.2, and the mission is clear for the United States. They need a 3, and in a catch-and-shoot variety, rather than turn your back and allow the foul to be applied.
You got to be ready to be in the motion of shooting.
So Lillard, Durant, Tatum, Zach Lavine, so great scores and 3-point shooters.
The other thing is knowing that Nigeria knows that as well. You can get a quick 2 right here, play the foul and go down 1 instead of a quick desperation shot.
Also, too, as great a free throwers Durant and Lillard are, if you pump fake and the guy landed on you, you could shoot 3 free throws.
That's true, too. We got a lot going on here.
Right now, Team USA does not have any Pistons on the floor. Zach Lavine, Draymond Green, Damon Lillard, KD,
Kevin Durant's mom, Wanda, right on the sideline.
and Jason Tatum.
It's Lillard to inbound. 3-point line has been the difference in the game.
It's nice to see Saddiq Bey give the team a little bit of a spark or a bit of an offensive lull. I believe that was at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Mike Brown was trying to substitute, and this substitution will be allowed. They'll take Gabe Vincent out of the
Saddiq
game.
Bey came in the beginning of the fourth and gave the team a nice shot in the arm in his first playing time
Lillard,
of the game.
Durant, with Draymond and Tatum and Zach Lavine. Don't apply a foul yet. 8 seconds left. Foul at 7. They're looking for Lavine at 5.
Man, come on.
So that was the worst of every rule for the United States. They burned 10 seconds. And
Man, that was a badly designed play.
Absolutely. They would have been better off catching and going to the basket if they were not going to shoot the 3.
They did not.
And
They
this
wasted so
now
much time
becomes
just trying to get the ball to Zach
3
Lavine.
and a half seconds, maybe in the history of basketball in the continent of Africa.
So now, if you're Lavine, do you make the first free throw and you have to miss the second intentionally?
You have to miss it intentionally because I believe they are out of timeouts. They can't advance from the full court on free throws made by Nigeria.
Now, what's interesting is on a missed free throw, you can cram it in. There's no basket interference offensively.
Well, he clanks the first one. So I don't even know what they're going to be able to do here. I guess they got to miss this one because Team USA is up timeouts.
You've got to miss this free throw and somehow get a 3. There's the missed
Potentially misses, and Nigeria with the offense or defensive rebound. I don't think Team USA is trying to say they want a jump ball. I don't think they're going to get it.
This is
Wow.
amazing. You know, the first quarter,
Team USA really botched up this last possession here. What an anticlimactic end this is coming to.
And right now, Bob, I'm just impressed.
They're going to need a miracle.
I don't think
They're going to need.
this exhibition season
I think this is
you would thought the United States would be outscored by 30
Achua
points from the 3-point line in any game.
from
But
the
20
Miami
threes by
Heat.
Nigeria from the 10
Played for
of United
the
States.
Memphis.
Achua misses the free throw.
Played for
Memphis
Memphis,
out of timeouts.
University of Memphis, at the line. He missed the
If he
first
makes
one.
It's over. becomes a 2-possession game.
He needs to miss the second one. Team USA needs to rebound and then launch basically a full court shot to win or to tie. Miss the second one. They launch it. Damon Lillard. No, air ball though. Full court shot. He actually missed both free throws. And Nigeria pulling out the win.
That is the biggest win in the country's history, and to your point, maybe the continent of Africa for any nation.
Bob, 9 years ago in London, you saw it firsthand. What was it, 70-plus points?
It was 156-73 in the 2012 Olympics in London, the U.S. over Nigeria. Here we are 9 years later, and Mike Brown has led Nigeria to a victory over the United States.
This will be a constructive eye-opener for Team USA. There's no question. Give Nigeria credit for an amazing effort. But this will be a wake-up call for Team USA.
And they will look at the United States struggling a bit offensively, but really it's the brilliance of Nigeria's three-point shooting that must be credited.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times in sports, we look at a loss as to how did that team stumble rather than give praise for the phenomenal performance of the victor.
Yeah, and I think the shooting was emblematic of the confidence this team played with from the very beginning of the game.
And it shows the longer an underdog hangs in the game, the more belief they develop. And that clearly was the case for Nigeria in the game in the first quarter, in the game at halftime, take the lead at the end of the third, and withstand Durant threes and free throws.
The game is over. The game ended 90-87 with Awachua from Nigeria shooting the final free throws with a second left in the game. He had to miss both of them for the United States to have a chance to tie. And basically, if he missed the second one, Team USA would have to get the rebound and launch basically a full court shot with a second left in the game. And that's exactly what happened. Damon Lillard actually got the rebound, and it was an air ball. But, I mean, like, the odds were against Team USA at that point. A real lackluster performance by Team USA. It just didn't seem like they were in the game. At one point with like 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, they were down 3 possessions, 8 points even. But credit to Team USA when they wanted to play, because they started getting serious there at the end of the game, and they really cut into that lead really fast, honestly. So, I mean, obviously they got the talent, but, you know, Team USA is the big dog in this sport for the Olympics. I mean, the United States has led the world in basketball since forever. Everybody's gunning for you. So, and Nigeria brought their A game. And then on top of that, Nigeria does have NBA talent on that squad, including U.S.-born players that are naturalized and decided to commit to Team Nigeria. So it's not completely players that are from Nigeria, but it's actually some talent that's actually American-born playing on Nigeria. So, granted, none of them are big-name players, but, I mean, still they're NBA-level talent. So, Nigeria's no slouch. They came to play, and then not only that, but they got Mike Brown as a coach. Mike Brown is not most people would laugh at the name of Mike Brown because he wasn't that great of an NBA coach, but he was still an NBA head coach, you know. It's not like it's some random no-name that's been playing or that's coached Euroball for his entire career. Mike Brown has went to an NBA Finals. Granted, he was on the shoulders of LeBron James. But he's done his work in the NBA as a head coach. So, I mean, Nigeria does have a decent squad, you know. I mean, it is what it is. Team USA need to play more alive, and they didn't start getting alive until maybe 3 minutes left in the game. And then you start seeing KD just like playing a little bit more aggressively. Like, I don't know, around like the 5-minute mark, he was starting to be more aggressive, but you can tell he was forcing it. But then like all of a sudden, like with like 3 minutes left and they're down 8, he really started cranking up the pressure there. But I mean, KD's an older player, you know. He just got done in the playoffs, and his team, they were expected to be in the NBA Finals, and they didn't make it. So, I mean, I can understand why he was a little lackluster in this game. It's because like winning a gold medal is obviously, you know, it's obviously something players want. But, like, the level of competition on the world stage at basketball isn't always there. So, like, the ultimate goal a lot of years is to win an NBA championship over a gold medal. And I would say, like, this is one of those years. It may not be, man. Nigeria may actually win a gold medal. And I think I was reading up on Nigeria. They actually got a gold medal for some tournament, like, what was that, 2000? I want to say it was like 2017 or something like that. So they've actually won some hardware recently. But with that said, KD's going to have to bring his A game, and maybe not. This may be the last challenge Team USA gets all Summer Olympics. So I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, they didn't play their best game tonight. They got an upset, 90-87. Nigeria wins this one. Yeah, it just is what it is. I'm just going to read some comments. Guy's been commenting. Let's see. Brooks Pitt says it's done. Yeah, it was looking done by, like, when they went up 8 with 3 minutes left, I really thought it was done. But you've seen Damian Lillard and you've seen KD starting to take it seriously, and they started reining in the threes and playing a little defense, and you started really seeing the potential of Team USA. You know, a lot of these guys are expecting KD and Damian Lillard to really shoulder the load, and then when they don't do it until like 3 minutes left, it's like, yeah, you gotta really think if they're gonna really bring their A game for the rest of the Summer Olympics, or if they're just gonna like turn it on at certain parts of the game or not. But yeah, I really did think it was done with 3 minutes left. But Team USA made it competitive with like at the very, very end of the game. Still too late to do anything, but still. Brooke says, yeah, it's over from what I'm hearing. Yeah, it wasn't good. Especially that last possession. That last possession was terrible, man. I believe they came out of a timeout with that one, and they wasted 10 seconds just trying to get the ball to Zach Lavine for a shot. Actually, they're going to play it here. I'm going to show it.
This play is a long developing play, and it's supposed to end up with Zach Lavine coming off of a double screen. You see him coming over the baseline. But Nigeria played it great. They didn't foul until it was too late. And listen, in second-guessing Pop, which we all do because we're fans, he's going to take this and look at it. And sometimes the quick two, when everybody in the building knows you're going to shoot the three, is the play. But they'll learn from this. USA will learn from this, and the cohesion will get better.
Well, I tell you what, it was entertaining, it was scintillating, it was different, and it's something we won't forget for sure.
We watched history tonight, Bob, and we're going to have 4 more great weeks of basketball.
We'll be with you.
Team USA takes on Australia on Monday, same time, 8 p.m. What I was going to say is that on that last play, when they were trying to find Zach Lavine, it seemed like Nigeria seemed like they sniffed it out perfectly. They knew exactly who it was going to. even though Zach Lavine ran across the baseline, picking up picks as he went along the baseline. And as he was getting open, like literally two players from Team Nigeria jumped on top of him, and then one followed him as soon as he got the ball. But like, it did leave Draymond Green wide open on the perimeter. I'm not sure if that's the guy they want to shoot the three. He can hit it, but I mean, he's not exactly the 3-point shooter a lot of these guys are. They were down 3, but man, that they wasted a good 10 seconds just to have Zach Lavine covered by the time he got the ball. And that was the guy that they were targeting for the last shot. It's crazy. Let's see. Brooke says, damn, you just got to say it's done. I mean, yeah, that was a rough last 2 possessions, man. And then on top of that, Zach Lavine missed both those final shots. I don't know what to say about that. He missed both those shots when he got fouled off the screens. He went to the line. What he needed to do was he needed to make the first one, then rebound the miss. Missed the second one on purpose, then rebound it, and then try to get an easy 2 to tie the game because Team USA was out of timeouts, and he clanked both of them. Well, I mean, he had to clank the second one, but he clanked the first one. I know he wasn't trying to miss the first one, and clanked the second one, and then Nigeria got the rebound and got the foul. But even on that, just one free throw would end the game. It would have gave it a 4-point game, and he actually missed both the free throws, and it gave Damian Lillard a chance to throw up a miracle from full court. And basically that's what it was. It needed to be a miracle, and it wasn't quite that. He airballed it. But yeah, that's just the way it happened, man. So it is what it is, man. Team USA's got to like not play so lackluster. These guys, Nigeria may not be as talented, but they're definitely gunning for them today. As for the Pistons, Saddiq Bey didn't get a lot of playing time. He got most of his playing time in the at the top of the fourth. And kind of referenced before, Team USA was playing lackluster, and Saddiq Bey came in and he actually gave the team a shot in the arm. I believe he shot a long 2, I believe that was. And then as for Jared, and that was about it. He got some significant burn, but like that was the main highlight that he had was his shot to come into the game, his first playing time of the game at the beginning of the fourth, and like immediately he hit a shot. With that being said, Jerami Grant actually got a significant amount of playing time. Again, without a box score, see, this is the problem with not having a box score. Is like I can't say like in a definitive manner exactly what Jerami Grant shot for, but I want to say he was like 1 for 4 or 2 for 5. He didn't have that great of a shooting night, but then he didn't have a lot of opportunities to shoot. So it is what it is, but hopefully with these, because this was considered a scrimmage and not a real, not a quote unquote real game. Hopefully when the real games come around, we'll get box scores for these games and an actual ticker. There was no ticker for this game either, so just had to make do with what we had. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. This was a live stream of Team USA versus Nigeria. featuring the Garantula, Jerami Grant, and Saddiq Bey. Dude, I'm just itching to have some more Pistons basketball, man. This is the part of the year where I hate, especially when the Pistons don't make the playoffs or don't do any long playoff runs. And we haven't had a long playoff run since like 2008. I get itchy for Piston basketball, so I'm just happy to see both Saddiq Bey and Jerami Grant see some playing time for Team USA. So I'm just happy to bring it to you guys. I'm happy to see them play, even if it was for a short period of time. All right, fellas, I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in. I'll try to stream Team USA's game against Australia on Monday. That's at 8 p.m. I'll try probably the same setup. And if anybody wants to jump on the live stream, feel free. I mean, I can get guests on here if you want to be a guest. More than likely, it'll probably be a halftime thing or between quarters kind of thing. But if anybody wants to jump on, feel free to jump on. I'm more than willing to have any guests on. We're streaming across two different platforms, 3 major outlets: YouTube, the Facebook page, and the Facebook group. So we got a lot of little different avenues here. So if anybody wants to jump on, feel free. But other than that, guys, take it easy. What is this? I got one more comment before I get going. It says, I think this, I'm not sure how to say your name, but do you have base stats? I do not have base stats. I want to say he was 1 for 2 for the game as far as shooting. But again, there's no box score for this game. It's a scrimmage. So I'm only kind of going off memory. But you know what? For future, what I'll do is since I wasn't prepared. I thought they were going to have this game like ESPN and Google and everybody else that tallies up these games like for your normal Detroit Pistons game. What they do is everybody's got a box score. Everybody's got the stats. But now that I know they're not going to track the scrimmage games for the United States, I'll make sure to have pen and paper ready, and I'll try to tally it as best I can I'll tally it myself while we're watching the game. So that's on me. I thought they were going to have it just like any standard game, but that's not the case. So hopefully it becomes more legitimized when I can't even talk, but it becomes more legit when real games start. When these games start becoming real, which will be in the next week. I don't think Australia is a real game. I think that's another scrimmage, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so for the scrimmage, I'll make sure to have the game tallied up myself, at least for the Pistons that are there. All right, guys, ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in. Again, for the next stream, that will be Australia at 8 p.m. on Monday. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you for tuning in.